OFPG Voices is brought to you by the following sponsors. Calliope Games, publisher of Roll For It, Suro, and Enchanted Plumes. They publish tabletop games for players of all ages and skill levels. Their games are crafted to inspire laughter and fun. Board&Dice. Board&Dice designs and publishes family and strategy board games. Two of their most recent releases, Origins First Builders and Mandala Stones. They recently announced their Ally program, primarily aimed at welcoming and supporting people of color and the LGBTQ+ community in the hobby. Rose Gauntlet Entertainment, publisher of the upcoming game Keystone North America, available on pre-order. Rose Gauntlet Entertainment believes that games are for everyone and that their greatest purpose is to bring people together. Bezier Games, publisher of Maglev Metro. Being released this summer, Cat in the Box. It is sure to be the trick-taking game of the year. Available for pre-order now at BezierGames.com. And Sink or Swim. It's a co-op game that even the most non-co-op gamers enjoy, as you rally your team to perform at their best. Late pledges still available. Game Pathways, a nonprofit founded by game professionals with the shared goal of a more diverse and inclusive industry. Game Pathways is building career resources and learning materials for underrepresented students, supported with scholarships and an in-person learning event this fall at UCLA. A number of companies have already pledged their support to Game Pathways. And whether you are an individual or a publisher, there are a lot of ways you can help. Learn more at gamepathways.org. Renegade Games, publisher of Power Rangers, Heroes of the Grid, and a family favorite, Clank, a deck-building adventure. And after being sold out many times over the past 2 years, finally back in stock, The Search for Planet X. To see an entire catalog, visit renegadegames.com. Hi everybody, I'm Starla.
I'm Mick.
And we are
OFPG Games. Voices, yeah.
And welcome back to another episode of OFPG Voices.
Number 9.
Number 9. And it's May.
It's May. A lot of stuff going on in May.
The 5th month of the year.
Yes.
Now, some of you may have been looking for an episode last week.
Yes.
That didn't happen.
No, because we're only doing 2 a month.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so there may have been a little confusion on our part with our content creators.
My fault.
He confused our content creators
confused.
and made them think we were going to do a show last week.
My fault.
Yes.
Yes.
But we plan to do it this week, and we've been, advertising May 11th, but when we talked to them, we told them some other dates, or we emailed other dates. Whatever the case may be, we kind of messed up on that. Well,
and you'll be hearing Mother's Day, that's me. You're going to hear Mother's Day Teachers Appreciation Week.
Yes.
That was last week.
Yes.
And also, Jazz is celebrating May the 4th.
And
that was last
fine,
week.
because regardless of the date we put it out, those subjects are still timely.
It's still timely.
Mothers are still mothers.
Yes.
And we shouldn't be relegated to one day of the year anyway.
No, and
we should be relegated to every day.
And teachers should be appreciated every week.
And mothers should be appreciated every day.
Yes, that's true.
Every day.
Every day. Yeah.
Every day.
Every day. Yeah.
And teachers should be appreciated as well.
And Star Wars is forever.
Okay, now you've gone too
Star Wars
far.
is forever.
So now you've gone too far.
What?
You've gone too far.
What?
That's okay. But we're happy that Jazz did May the 4th be with you. May the 4th.
Yeah.
But anyway, everybody, I hope you check out the episode.
Yes.
The content we have in here is great. Do not miss it.
Yes.
And we want to apologize to our content creators for getting you guys confused on this. That's not ours. But anyway, this week we've got Daniel Miranda from Tlacuaches En La Mesa, and he's going to bring us Juegos en La Mesa, our games on the table.
Oh, yeah.
And then next up, we have Tanya Pobuda. She's got Schooled By Gru.
Yeah.
And then we have Dwayne and Alicia from BlackBoard Gaming.
Yeah.
With the How to Play.
Yes.
And this week they're going to do Word on the Street.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then last but not least, we got Jazz from the Lobby of Lobbies or Lobby of Hobbies.
Yes, you got it.
And he's going to be talking games. And he's going to celebrate Mother's Day.
Yes, he is. Yes. But first, and I can't wait for this one, Starla is going to give us a little wisdom in Good Humans. Here we go.
Hi, everybody, and welcome back to another segment of Good Humans. Now, this week, I want to talk about being nice. My mother always told me it doesn't hurt to be nice. And what she meant by that is that it doesn't take anything away from you to be nice to somebody. It doesn't make you any smaller or belittle you to be nice to somebody else. Even if that person is not being nice to you, you can still be nice. So I want people to think about that when you meet somebody or when you're around people. You can be nice to them. You don't have to fight with them. You don't have to get into a debate with them, because sometimes if you're dealing with people who are in a bad situation or a bad frame of mind, they're looking for a fight. And if you go in there trying to debate or trying to make them prove that you're right or that you're better or whatever the case may be, it will exacerbate the situation and make it worse than it has to be. So if you have somebody who's being negative, you can say, well, I really hope you have a better day. And you just keep it moving. So it doesn't hurt to be nice. You have somebody who's saying something negative to you or trying to put you down. You say, well, you know what? I wish you the best with that. And you move on, because trying to fight them or argue or debate, it's just going to make your day bad. It's just move on. And when you don't give a person a chance to argue with you, then they're kind of confused. They're like, what happened? And then sometimes it'll make them step back and say, wow, maybe I was coming on too forceful, or maybe I was just doing something wrong. So just be nice, because it doesn't hurt to be nice. And we want all good humans to think about that, to just learn to be more kind to people. Don't try to make somebody's day bad just because your day is bad. Try to be nice and try to make somebody's day better. It'll elevate your spirit and make you feel better. And if you haven't checked out our stuff on Teespring, check out the Good Human shirt. Because if you feel like you're a good human and you want to spread that type of message, get one, wear one, be one. And that's it for me today with Good Humans. And again, it doesn't hurt to be nice. And so also, as we always say, here at OFPG Voices, our goal is to make this world a better place, one board gamer at a time.
Hola Tlacuaches, bienvenidos a otro video aquí en Tlacuaches en la Mesa. Y un saludo y una bienvenida a toda la familia de Our Family Plays Games. Ya estamos en el mes de mayo y, curiosamente, en este mes celebramos el Día de las Madres. ¿Qué mejor forma de celebrar este día con un juego de mesa? Elegí Stuffed Fables, así que vamos a la mesa, les voy a explicar de qué se trata este juego. Stuffed Fables es un juego de historia. Tú, como el jugador, vas a tomar el papel de un juguete, de un muñeco de peluche, con la misión de defender a una pequeña niña, la cual es pues tu dueña, y la tienes que defender de el malvado y siniestro ente que vive debajo de su cama. El juego se desenvuelve totalmente en este libro. La historia, el tablero y las reglas están incluidos todo completamente aquí. En tu turno vas a meter tu mano en este costalito y vas a sacar 5 dados. Los dados van a determinar tus acciones que vas a tomar en ese turno. Por ejemplo, vas a poder ganar vida, vas a poder pelear cuerpo a cuerpo o a distancia, vas a poder usar también los dados para moverte en el tablero, vas a poder tener la oportunidad de buscar objetos, los cuales vas a poder usar para que tu personaje crezca, y lamentablemente hay dados aquí que son los dados negros, los cuales van a determinar el movimiento de los enemigos. Quizás en este punto del video te estás preguntando por qué elegí hablar de Stuffed Fables cuando estamos celebrando el Día de las Madres. Y bueno, Stuffed Fables puede servir como una herramienta de aprendizaje. Cuenta con una historia que relata temas importantes y utiliza un discurso que te da la oportunidad para que puedas abrir la plática con los niños. El tipo de temas que vas a estar viendo a través de la historia son temas que los niños se van a poder sentir identificados con ellos. Van a poder crear como que esta conexión. Para sumarle a lo tan poderosa que es la historia, cuenta con una variedad de personajes, los cuales tienen personalidades únicas y que te puedes sentir aún más identificado con cada uno de ellos. Uno de los aspectos muy importantes del juego es que es cooperativo. Tú y los otros jugadores van a trabajar en equipo para completar la misión de cada capítulo que te presenta esta historia. Los tlacuaches, ojalá se den la oportunidad de jugar Stuffed Fables. Y nos estamos viendo en el siguiente video. ¡Feliz Día de las Madres! ¿Y ya?
This episode is entitled Bullying, Bias, and Bad Behavior, and this is in honor of the US's Mental Health Awareness Month, which is May. This is Schooled by Gru, and I'm Tanya Pobuda. This is Schooled by Gru, an exclusive series for Our Family Plays Games Voices, where I do a deep dive into my PhD dissertation research and share with you the findings before the rest of the world sees it, exclusively on Our Family Plays Games. I don't know about you, but my emotions are all over the map recently. The pandemic is in its sixth wave here in Canada. We're really worried about the war in Ukraine. I have so much to do. I know you do too. There's so many demands on us, from our jobs to our family lives. Things are more complicated, it feels, than ever before, and often mental health issues get overlooked. According to Mental Health America, 20% of Americans suffer from some form of mental health issue, and since the pandemic, anxiety and depression are on the rise. I actually worked in my past career in public health and was exposed to the work of Dr. David Williams. He's a Harvard University professor and an internationally recognized authority on racism as a key determinant of health. And he talked about the physical and mental toll of racism, incivility, being treated badly, as well as microaggressions, and how it's almost a death of 1,000 cuts when people are exposed to constant scorn, ridicule, and again, microaggressions in the workplace, during play, and at home. Bad behavior in any kind of space, a workplace or a play space, has impact on human health. And one of the things that Dr. Bob Sutton from Stanford University looks at is the cost of that kind of bad behavior. Dr. Bob Sutton has a dirty dozen, which includes things like unwanted touching, taking people's things, status slaps, like you're new here, you don't understand. And it actually has a very significant financial and health impact on communities. In late 2020, I conducted an extensive online survey of avid board gamers to find out what their experiences were in board gaming spaces participating in the hobby. I got a lot of stories like this one. This individual talked about participating in a wargaming RPG and talking about the GM not being very receptive to her ideas. In this case, the person talked about the fact that the GM treated every idea I had with disdain, and again spoke to me like my ideas were stupid and I was an idiot, yet none of the rest of the players, all men, were spoken to this way. And when one of the players decided to use a plan the GM had treated as particularly stupid coming from me, the GM hailed the act as fantastic and said the character had balls of steel. Another avid board gamer and survey participant said this: "I have not experienced outright incivility, although I have been in situations that come close to being white-splaining." Another survey respondent shared this: "I've encountered a couple of creepy guys in role-playing. The GM has stepped in with both to ensure my safety. In one instance, an older guy whose daughter sometimes played with the group was running a D&D in a pub and waited with me after the game until my flatmate arrived because of the behavior of one of the players. Neither of us had met before, spending a lot of time during the game staring at my breasts, and the DM didn't want there to be a point where I might be alone with him." The participants shared stories like this one: "A guy massaged my head without consent and tried a second time." 66.4% of the people who filled out my survey for my PhD dissertation reported agreeing or strongly agreeing to the statement, "I have experienced incivility, being talked over, interrupted, talked down to, dismissed, or ignored while participating in the board gaming hobby." Approximately 1 in 3 of the survey respondents agreed or strongly agreed that when they engage with board game topics online, they have received online threats, insults, and/or rude messages, at 29.1% agreeing or strongly agreeing with that statement. 26.6% of survey respondents agreed or strongly agreed that they have experienced unwelcome sexual advances while participating in the board gaming hobby. All of these stories and perspectives shared through my online survey and qualitative interviews with avid board gamers gave me significant pause. Board gaming, all gaming, is meant to be an escape, a respite from the everyday. We're supposed to use it as an opportunity to de-stress from our jobs and our hectic lives. But not everyone has the same experience in board gaming as a respite, a break, a little island of calm and welcome in our very hectic lives. And one of the things that I've taken away from some of this research, as I did when I was working in public health, is these behaviors have real physical and mental impacts on those that experience them. It raises blood pressure, it creates issues for your long-term health. And that's why it's so important to have inclusive, welcoming spaces. I'm going to land here on the quote by A.A. George, a writer I admire, who talked about how, for many of us, this is a quote, "Gaming is not simply a hobby, but a home. Let's make it both inclusive and diverse." And that's what our work is all about. This has been my 5th episode for our Family Plays Games Voices, all in honor of May Mental Health Awareness Month. Please remember to be kind and welcoming to everyone. It's so important now more than ever. Thank you so much for listening, and I'll see you next month.
What's up, guys? I'm Dwayne.
I'm Alicia.
From BlackBoard Gaming.
It is Teacher Appreciation Week. I want to give a shout out to all my fellow educators, and I want to give a shout out to my school for showing all of us teachers some love this week. Thanks, everybody.
So, in honor of Teacher Appreciation Week, we decided to highlight a game that I introduced my wife to that I thought she might like to play with her students. And that game is called Word on the Street.
Let's go to the table for an overview of this game.
Word on the Street is a team-based party game for 2 to 8 players, where the players are competing trying to claim letters off the game board. And this is Word on the Street set up on the table. The players are going to be divided into 2 teams, and they're going to sit on opposite sides of the game board, which represents the street. And what the teams are trying to do is they're trying to move letters to their side of the street and capture them by moving them off the board. Now, on a team's turn, let's say team 1, they're going to draw a category card. Now, these category cards, there's the easy side, which is yellow, blue side is most challenging. And you see there's this large stack of category cards. So team 1 draws a category, going to read it off, all the while being timed by team 2, which flips the sand timer. So Team 1 reads the category, something people do first thing in the morning. They have to come up with a one-word response and move those tiles to their side of the street before this timer runs out. So let's say the word they come up with is shower. So for every time that letter appears in that word, they move it one space. So shower, S, H, W, and then there's R. And so Team 1's turn is over. They take this category card, place it in the back, and now Team 2 gets to pull the category card, and Team 1 gets the sand timer. So let's say Team 2, they pull out something a baby does. Team 1 turns over that sand timer. So now, you can easily come up with a one-word response for this category, but they also have to take in consideration that there are some letters that they trying to get back closer to their side of the street. They don't want it to go out to be captured by Team 1. So let's say they say crawl. So C goes to their side of the street. R comes back to the middle. W comes back to the middle. And L comes to their side of the street. And then they place this card to the back. So play will continue like that with each team drawing a category card while being timed by the second team. And they're trying to get those letters to their side of the street until a team has captured 8 letters. And when they do that, they will become the winner of Word on the Street. When I first was trying to get my wife into board games, I found out about this game early on. But I never got my hands on it because how I got board games, I was physically in the board game store picking up the board game. So they never had a copy. Okay? So now, moving forward, now that I am more of a board game
connoisseur?
Yeah, okay, connoisseur, it's a good word. And I've learned how to
procure?
Yeah, that's a good word too. Okay, procure board games from various sources. Like, of course, my board game store, my guy, and the internet. I finally got my hands on a copy of this game, and I'm glad I did. So, what did you think about this game?
First of all, I like the name. Word on the Street is clever.
Yeah, it is clever.
It's catchy.
Yep.
So, out the box, I like the name.
Yeah, the name, that's what really got me. What do they call it, a pun?
A double entendre.
Yeah, something like that. She knows more words than me. Just so
y'all
know, if you guys have not figured that out yet, she knows more words than me. All right.
Okay, so I like the simplicity of the game. There are not a lot of moving parts. It's easy to set up. There's not a lot to keep up with. So I like that part of it. And it's easy to learn and easy to play, which is really important when you're dealing with kids. Because once I show them how to play the game and we play together as a class, this is something they could play independently.
Yep. I'm going to upgrade this game.
How? How you gonna blink out this game?
No, I'm going to take the tiles, the letter tiles.
Yes.
I'm going to find the old school blocks that we had when we were kids. I'm going to go to one of them used toy stores and find the blocks, and I'm going to use those.
Only you can think of a way to blink out this game.
That's what I'm gonna do.
That's
what I'm gonna do. I like the game is challenging. It's a simple game, but the challenge comes where you're trying to come up with a word based on that category, but you're also trying to include letters to move back to your side of the street. So I really like that. You can come up with a word off the top of your head, but then you're like, well, wait a minute, that don't use that letter. Hold on, let me think of something else. So,
well, see, what I like is that aspect makes it more complex. Now, to be honest, initially, my kids not gonna necessarily be stealing letters from each other, but that makes it more challenging for the more experienced experienced wordsmith.
Yeah, it's more of a learn how to do it, then learn how to win. You know?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I did enjoy this game.
Yes,
you know,
yes.
it's a very simple game. But, I mean, as simple as it, I still think it can hang with the just ones and the code names.
I agree.
Yeah, so overall, we really did like this game. And I think this is a great game for you teachers out there to introduce to your class.
But it's an excellent family game as well.
Yep, so that's it. So that's how we feel about Word on the Street. See you guys later.
What's going on, everyone? This is Jazz over at the Lobby of Hobbies, and if you're watching this the day that this Voices episode drops, that means it is Star Wars Day, May 4th, and it's the very reason I'm repping the Evil Empire. But I've got a list with a twist for you that does not have Star Wars games on it. So I am sorry, Star Wars fans, to let you down, but I hope you stay tuned for this one and get some value out of this list. And those that are not Star Wars fans, you can breathe a sigh of relief. Yeah, do it with me. Because you don't have to listen to a list of games from an IP that you have no interest in, all right? So this list is all about games that I've enjoyed with the mothers in my life. My mom, my wife, my mother-in-law, and those other mother figures. Why? Because this Sunday, May 8th, is Mother's Day, the day that we get to honor the moms and mother figures in our lives, whether that be mom, grandmom, auntie, your sisters, your wife, spouse, significant other, the lady across the street who helped raise you, whoever it is, to honor them. These are games that you could potentially share with them at the table this upcoming Sunday. So if you're ready for it, let's get into it. Now, the first game on my list is a small box flip and write style game. And this one is all about taking polyomino Tetris style shapes and trying to fulfill these point cards that you have out in front of you. This is from Pandasaurus Games and designer Phil Walker Harding. It's silver and gold. Now, I don't have the original game box because I like to take sometimes my small box games and fit them into these what they call photo cases that I get from my local craft shop. But in the game, you'll have a set number of these point cards out in front of you that'll have these empty boxes, and you're going to be trying to put X's on each of these boxes to fulfill and finish the card to score the points. Now, to do so, there are going to be cards like this that are flipped each round that are going to have different shapes on them. And depending on the shape that is flipped over, that shape you'll be able to cross out on your point cards. When you cross out and finish a card, you'll put that off to the side and gather a new card. You're going to score those points. You're also going to be able to cross out bonuses that'll give you additional points, allow you to do things like cross out boxes on other cards that you have, or score other points in some other ways. It's a fun, quick, light game that plays fun. So people who are love bingo style S games will enjoy this as well, because it's just like flipping over a card, and when you see it, you start crossing things off bingo style on this. So definitely check out Silver and Gold from designer Phil Walker Harding. Again, Pandasaurus Games. The next game on my list. What about you have mom or grandmom who's taught you hearts, pinochle, euchre. What about spades? This one I dub Spades 2.0, and this is from Grandpa Beck's Games. Yes, Mick and Starla, it is Spades 2.0 or Skull King. All right, Skull King is a fun trick-taking game where everyone is playing for themselves. It's a competitive style trick-taking game where you are going to be calling out a set number of tricks before each round that you think you can get. So let's say I think this round I'm going to be able to win 2 tricks with the hand of cards that I have. If I get exactly 2 tricks, I'm going to score points. But if I'm plus or minus, so if I'm over or under on my bet, I'm going to lose points. There are special cards in this game that will determine how tricks are won, but I'll leave that up to you to discover. This is a pirate style themed game where every round, let's say I'm going to go 3 tricks and you're going to go yo, ho, ho, and I put a 3 up, that means that I am going to try to go for 3 tricks. Very, very fun trick-taking game. Yes, I know Mick and Starla love this one. This is definitely Spades 2.0. So if you love trick-taking games, you've got to check out Skull King. Next one, what about, grandmom or mom or your wife, they just enjoy going to the casino, or they enjoy, pushing their luck, taking it to the next level. This one is a fun competitive style arena battle game dice chucker called Strike. Strike from Ravensburger Games is all about rolling dice into this arena, and the box itself is the arena play area, where each player is going to have a set number of dice that they start with, and they are going to be rolling it into the arena, trying to get a match of other dice that are already in the arena. And when they get a match, they're going to take all those dice that have matching values and add them to their dice pool. But if they don't get a match, they can continue chucking dice in there however they want. They can skip them in there, they can drop them from behind, they can do a Lajuan skyhook, however you want to do it. This game is super, super fun, gets a lot of laughs at the table. It's all about the last person standing. And if you empty the arena by, getting matches that allows you to clear the arena, the next person has to roll all of their dice. Trust me, when people are eliminated from this game, they do not walk away. They're waiting for the next game to come in because they want to get in on it. It's a fun game. It brings people to the table, but definitely check out Strike. Next game, what about people who are fans of abstract games like Azul, or who like doing Sudoku style puzzles, or maybe rolling some dice again, but not as heavily competitive as that, more of a lighter, relaxed style game? Definitely check out Sagrada from designer Daryl Andrews and published by Floodgate Games. This is an abstract style game where players are going to be drafting dice from a pool and placing them out into trying to kind of create these stained glass windows with these colorful dice, and they cannot place dice of the same color next to each other or same number next to each other. Now, there are ways to mitigate that with specific types of what they call tool cards that will give you ways to manipulate the game and manipulate your dice placement. But there are going to be some other dice placement rules, like some numbers have to be placed certain places in your play area. But it's all about who can score the most points and try to get the puzzle of fitting those numbers into their stained glass window. A fun one, very lightweight. I know a lot of fans of Azul also like Sagrada, so definitely check this one out. Now, the last game on my list, what about enjoying that favorite cup with grandmom or your wife or your mom, mother-in-law, whoever it is, on the back patio of your favorite caffeinated drink, whether that be coffee or maybe tea. All right, this game is all about running a tea merchant shop. This is Chai, where you're gonna have customers coming into your shop and you're trying to fulfill their tea orders. You're going to be trying to acquire the various ingredients to fulfill the order and score points. A very nice lightweight game from designers Dan and Connie Kazmaier and Steeped Games, where it plays over 3 rounds. Very awesome artwork in this one. Very lightweight game, nothing too heavy, very welcoming, but beautiful art. If you get the deluxe copy, they have the metal coins, the nice chunky Azul style tiles. But Chai, I know, is a family favorite in our house, and hopefully it will be in yours as well. So these are the games that I've enjoyed with the moms in my life, and hopefully there's one here that a mom in your life will enjoy as well. But down in the comments, let me know, what games are you sharing? All right, but without further ado, I'll see you on the next one.
All right, Mick, once again,
yes,
they
great
get
one.
it out the park.
And let me tell you, first off, Tanya did a great, a great subject, about bias and bullying and, just the bad behavior, in the hobby. It's a very timely subject.
Yes.
And
there's a lot of stuff happening in the hobby.
Yes, a lot of stuff. And we got to protect that mental health. You got to protect the family.
I love the academic approach she has to board gaming. And we need that.
We need that.
Because it's more than just fun and games when you sit down at the table.
Yes.
There's more. There's a science. There's an academic to it. And she brings that.
Yes, she does.
And I really like that.
And I love that. Thank you so much, Tanya.
Yes, thank you.
And then, Jazz brought the list.
Yes, he did.
The list of, games would be, celebrating Mother's Day.
Just celebrate baby
Love that
mothers.
list. Mothers.
You can talk
all
to your
the,
mother.
All the ladies in his life.
Yeah, you can talk to your mother outside of Mother's Day.
Yes, you can. And Dwayne and Alicia, I appreciate teachers all the time.
I do.
It shouldn't be just a week.
I agree.
It should not be just a week, and we appreciate
that's
it.
a profession that, maybe 60, 70 years ago, it was really highly prized.
Yes.
And then, as time progressed, they don't appreciate teachers.
And then it's being attacked now.
I know.
And I don't like that.
I don't either. They're underpaid, and everybody has a teacher of some
in their
sort.
life. Yes.
We can't become good humans or progressive or valued humans without some type of education.
Yes.
Teachers teach you from being a child all the way up through adulthood.
Yes.
We need them, and they need to be valued and appreciated and compensated.
Yes. Yes. And Daniel, come on.
Yes.
Love them. And Stuffed Tales is a good game. It is a really good game.
Muy bien, Daniel.
Yes,
Muy bien.
yes, always. So we're so glad for our sponsors for being
sponsors
there.
are awesome.
We love our sponsors for
we
being
do.
there and keeping going and saying hello to Renegade. This is the first one. Say that little Renegade. Yeah, this is the first one. So we're just so glad that everybody's on board, and we love all of y'all.
Yes, we
love
do.
it.
Appreciate
So
you.
Starla, what about the merch?
Well, of course, if you want some OFPG Voices merch,
Yes, I do.
You can go to Spring.
Yes.
And if you're looking for Our Family Plays Games merch, you'll see all of our stuff
Everything.
on Spring. So check us out on Spring.
So Starla, where can they find OFPG since we are on the road marching to 20,000 this year? So where can they find us and bring in their family, friends, mamas, daughters, everybody in? Where can we find us?
Well, if you're looking for Our Family Plays Games, our OFPG Voices, you can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and right here on YouTube.
Right here!
And if you're in Omaha, Nebraska,
that's local family.
You can find us on Cox Channel 22.
Yes.
Saturdays at 8:30 p.m.
Yes.
And Tuesdays at 4:30 p.m.
Family, we are so glad that you've been with us. Now, I want to tell you the next episode is May 25th. Again, May 25th. That's when the next episode is. Because I got that right.
Yes,
got that
got
day
it
right.
right.
I got Starla was checking me. She was checking me for dates. She was checking me. So I'm so glad that you're with us.
Yes.
Bring in the questions and just comment. And we just like hearing from you because you're OFPG family.
Yes, you
and we're so glad you're with us right now. But it's one thing we definitely want to tell everybody, all of y'all, every day.
Yes.
We love you.
Bye
now.
everybody.